Guys, I am out in my greenhouse trying to clean up some messes that I've got, and they're bad messes. You would think I would learn because I go through this every spring. I come out and I think, why did I let my greenhouse get so out of control? In the fall, it's just an easy way to stuff things back in here and not organize it as I put it back in. I'm hoping to do that different this next year. On my bucket list, on my list of goals, to change up and do a little bit different so that I don't have this big mess. But then again, it's pretty nice, to come out the end of February in Montana, grab a cup of coffee, and come out to my greenhouse and just feel the heat coming through. But I cannot let that fool with me, because we are Montana and it's too soon to start my seeds. But I am hoping to get this cleaned up so that in 2 weeks, possibly 2.5 weeks, 3, I'm going to go ahead and start a few of my like cabbage and a few Brussels sprout, or not Brussels sprouts, broccoli and cauliflower, just a few. And then the following week I'll probably plant some more and just kind of keep going. As I get into spring, I'll just keep adding to that. I don't want everything ready all at once in my garden, so I'll just plant a few of those, get some going so that we can start eating on those in the spring. But I want to fix it so that we can have fresh from the garden variety all summer long. Last year I didn't do that. I planted out, oh gosh, I bet 30 plants of broccoli, 30 plants of cauliflower. I think I had 75 cabbages, and I don't know what I was thinking. It was too much all at once, so when it all kicked in, I was blanching, I was freezing, I was sauerkrauting, we were eating on it a lot, but it was just too much to keep up with. I was fermenting some. So this year I want to make it so it'll stretch out through the year. I've got seeds that will mature, sooner than the other plants, and different varieties, I should say. And so I'm hoping to do that. Probably in about 3 weeks I'll plant some lettuce and radishes out here, and some spinach probably, maybe some little green onions in some pots. It's just too soon for Montana. We are a 4-season state, which I love. Wouldn't trade it. But we've just really had a nice winter for Montana, and it's just feeling more like spring all the time, and it's just too soon for that to happen around here. So I just thought it'd be fun to come out here this afternoon and just kind of organize, straighten it up, and see what I've got to deal with. I've got trays and pots to organize and dirt to dump out of those, and so I'll just throw that over the fence into the garden, and I'll start with fresh soil in the spring. And that's something I need to get on my list, is our seed starting soil. Get that here. I do need to get a few more seeds, some more tomato seeds coming, and probably the 1st of March I'll send another order off for all that. I haven't got my potato seed order in yet, and I may end up having to just use some of my potatoes from the root cellar, or pick up a few at the hardware store. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I did not get my order in like I wanted, and I don't know if they're going to be out. I was going to try Haas Tools this year, and I'm afraid by what everybody's saying that it's possibly too late. So anyway, I just wanted to pop on and let you know what's going on. I've been doing spring cleaning on the homestead. This morning I worked on our outside porch off of our house, off the north side, and at that time it was 60 degrees showing on the temperature there, and so I got that little area all cleaned out and dusted and Cloroxed and swept, and the pillows, the dust banged out of them, and shook the rugs, and so now I've got that area all set. Oh, and I cleaned the door inside and out, the main door, the windows. So that little area right now is ready for my morning coffees, my afternoon teas, whatever. It's just going to feel nice to have a clean spot because it was a little bit dirty too, just like in my greenhouse here. So, and I have a shed out here that's going to eventually turn into a garden shed. And I'm hoping to get that lined out this summer a little bit later. And so I had extra boxes in here that have the handle, and I moved those out to put in there for right now, as well as like my scarecrows and whatnot. But that little building is going to be just special for my garden stuff, my hoses, my hose, my rakes, and I'll probably put my extra pots and things that I'm not using out there in there too. So that's another day project. We've got to figure out where the mice are getting in there because I don't want to have to deal with that every time. So that's going to be a day that Cowboy's going to have to help me. We'll get everything drug out and take a look and see how they're getting in there. I've got an old Coca-Cola cooler, pop cooler, that will eventually, when we get our porch on our deck built, that will go out there. So we'll have summer cold drinks. And so that's in there. And that's taking up a lot of space. So that's going to help when we get that moved out. So it's just kind of backup projects to get another project done on the homestead. But here I am in the end of February in Montana out here. And I think I did this last year. We had winter, but we had a break. And I remember coming out here, and maybe it was before the winter hit. I think it was. It was in January before our winter hit in February. Because when winter hit last year in February, it did not leave for months. So it was in January. I came out here and did the job that I'm doing today. So I just got to make sure my brain's not thinking it's spring, because here in Montana, it can change overnight really quick. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish. I've got a pile outside the door here with garbage and stuff that's going to be going to the dump, and I want to dump the dirt out to go into the garden from the pots that are still here and just get organized. But I'll bring you back and show you a little later what it looks like. Well, for the first day, I don't think it looks too bad. I've got all my, this is the string we use for making our rows in the garden, so that's there. The lettuce seed I'll still have to work on. My containers down here that I use. I've even got my first tray out ready to probably come out and start some herbs in real soon. Here's some radishes, and I've got more radishes to cut off like this. These seeds or pods are full of little seeds, and you can see them. I don't know if you can see them in there, but there's a lot of radish seeds in there. I've got everything stacked and organized. My bigger things that I need once in a while, whether it's for water. I got all my little sticks sorted out. My markers are here. I've got some more little markers. And of course, my coffee cup's about empty. It's full of dust right now, and it needs a cup of hot coffee in it. And I think there's a few seeds left in these, so I'm just going to leave these few packages. I can hear seeds. Here's some of the corn that I've saved. Some more radishes back here. And I've got more stacks of pots. Lots of trays ready to either put the pots in or these little things like this in. There's some more down there. Quite a few more here. There's some more corn that I need to package up or put in a jar. There's a few more radish seeds. This will be probably for some herbs. This little container. Start some herbs in that. So it's looking pretty good for the first day. And yes, I did find a mouse nest. There were no mice in it, so I'm guessing Something got the mama mouse before she hatched, so I'm really glad for that, because I do not get along with mice. So at least now I know what's going on in here. And the next nice day, in a couple weeks, I can come out here and start planting a few seeds. I'm pretty excited. It felt good to be out here, but now it's time for coffee. I hope you folks all have a good weekend. It's Friday afternoon late. I heard the Amish kids go by in their wagons, so it's got to be getting close to 4 o'clock now. It's coffee time. And it's weekend tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. And I'm looking forward to it. But I think all in all, we got a lot accomplished this week again on the homestead. And even had a good visit with some of the kids and grandkids. I even got my bench swept off. This little greenhouse, I saw these at a lumber store. I had just sold a couple of zebu calves, and I went in with cash and made a deal with the manager and even had it delivered the next morning. So I've had this greenhouse now, I don't know, 5 years maybe, and it's worked pretty good for what I use it for. I don't keep plants in it all summer. It's too hot, but it's great for starting seeds. We did put plastic down and gravel last fall down in here, so hopefully that'll hold the weed population down in here, because before that I had weeds coming up and it was hard to keep them contained. It's hard for me to get down under there to pull them. I'd eventually like to have Cowboy, instead of these benches here, I would like him to make another shelf across here to put a few more plants on when I'm starting seeds. And I know that wouldn't take him long. The benches work, and I may get by with that. I don't know. But it's looking pretty good. And I feel good about it. I at least got through it, and it's organized again and ready to be busy. So what do you think, folks? It's not too bad for just a little while of work out here this afternoon, but you know what? It's even almost too hot. I've got a flannel shirt on and my vest, my work vest, and it's warm in here. I can't feel hardly any breeze, and it's just, I could have opened the window, but I just been pushing it to get kind of cleaned up and organized, and I'm excited. I'm ready for, in 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be out here and we'll be busy planting some seeds, so it's getting closer. She had about 5 eggs under her. I've got probably 6 in my pocket. I've got a handful of eggs, my coffee cup from the greenhouse, and I'm headed in. What a beautiful day. Maybe tomorrow I'll get out here and flip the straw under the roost and get the nests all straw down, but that's tomorrow's job. Well, it's been fun being out in the greenhouse today. I better check my stove. We like to keep it at least banked a little bit. Maybe I'll let it go out. Oh, there's a little bit. There's a few sparks. If I open this and put a log in, I think I can get it going again. It won't take much. I might have to put a little stick in there, but it's coffee time. Well, one more cup of coffee out here on my back porch before I go in for the day. And I've found my garden journal, so I'll be putting in my date today, and that I've cleaned out the greenhouse somewhat and it's all organized, ready to go. And I'm going to try, I don't know, I'm not very good at these, but I'm going to definitely try to keep up with a lot of this. And here, this might be a good spot to go ahead and list my seeds as I start them. We'll see how it goes, but for now, it's coffee time.